And it's a defensive 3-second violation. For Toronto, they have gone 6 of 8 from the free throw line tonight.
Well, pretty good numbers this season at the line for this club, right around 78% as a team.
Yeah, guys, they can feel very good about themselves when you bring up those statistics. Impressive numbers.
And the technical free throw is good. Gordon's checked in for Tony Dunn.
Cover somebody.
And that does it for the first half of play. It's the Raptors. They're up by 9. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Thanks, Kev. Coach Casey, you head into halftime with a bit of a cushion here. How do you keep up this intensity for the rest of the game?
Well, maintain the disposition. I think we got to have a tough mental disposition against this team because they're going to keep playing. They know how to play the physical game. We did a good job in that half.
Okay, guys, solid play so far. I like what I'm seeing. But just a few things to talk about before the second half. We got a spectacular boost from the guys coming off the bench, and that's huge because it should leave us with nothing but fresh legs as we get deep into this game. I will point out that all the steals we got in that half as something we can build on. We pestered them with our D. That was great. Okay, one more thing. A smooth flow to the second half is just what we're looking for. Let's keep things moving, but not at some kind of breakneck pace. All right, we're in good shape, but this is a strong team we're up against. We're going to have to weather some storms in the second half. Come on, fellas, we got this.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. It's been one outstanding game from the Great One.
Yeah, the defensive effort and intensity has been fantastic, and you can tell he's really inspiring his team with his play.
Yeah, his emotion and his production. He's been patrolling the court, blocking shot after shot out there, and he's really made a statement with his defensive effort.
Gordon is the 2 with Evans playing small forward. Davis and Ashik patrol the paint, and it's Cole in at the 5. That's the Pelicans' 5. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Hey, guys, the Great One in their last game against the Rockets had a huge game. He dropped in 32 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. What a show it was as he put up some really amazing numbers when it was all said and done. Even we marveled at his performance, Kevin.
All right, Doris, thank you. It really was a stunning performance, Clark. He was at his absolute best in this game.
Yeah, and the only thing about having a game like that, Kevin, is that it's almost impossible to duplicate it here tonight.
Well, nobody's expecting that, Clark. They don't need him to do that. If he's even half as good as he was that night, it should be enough.
The drive by Lowry. DeMar DeRozan on the wing, defended by Gordon.
He has really shot the ball extremely well, as you'd expect. Like we say, he's been making sweet string music all day long.
And Cole kicks to Gordon. Evans outside. And he finishes nicely on the way. Evans has got 13 points.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
To the paint. And it's out of bounds to the Pelicans.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Let's see what you got, son.
Oh, I got plenty.
Toronto leading by 7. Lowry kicks to Patterson. Outside Lowry. Back to DeRozan. Trying to find Valanciunas. Gets it to him. 6 on the shot clock. And DeRozan. Here we go. That's good. DeRozan's got 14 points for the game. The great ones check in for Valanciunas.
This is how the Raptors stack up over the last 10 games. First in lowest turnovers a game, first in opponent points per game, and they're ranked third in field goal shooting. This team has a lot of weapons, and guys are not afraid to share the ball to get good shots.
And what's most impressive out of all those numbers, Clark, is the few turnovers that they commit, because now all of a sudden you're executing, you're putting a lot of pressure on the defense because they know they're not going to force a lot of steals and get out in transition to find easy points.
Davis sets a screen. And Ashik now atop the key. In low to Davis. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
Nothing fancy there. Didn't need it.
Nope. His only concern right now, Clark, is getting the points on the board, and I don't mean style points.
I like the simplicity.
But there was some style there, Kev. It was a pretty sweet one-handed flush.
With a step back. And Davis pulls it down.
And that's a shot he had to take.
For sure, it was a good decision, just poor execution.
Called on the great one. And that'll be his third foul so far.
First team foul.
Gordon against DeRozan. Gordon the pass to Cole. Back to Gordon. He feeds it to Evans. New Orleans moving the ball around. They get it again. A chic and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here. He's 0 of 2 at the line in this one.
Well, not the best statistic for him. I mean, his performance at the line, of course, very low numbers.
I think it's been a struggle for him at the line. He's been scuffling this season. I mean, he's pretty well below the percentage that he shot a season ago, and not quite sure why.
And he sinks the second. Raptors leading by 6.
Omer Ashik is a great defensive presence, but his offensive game still a little raw. Has a way to go there. He's limited mostly to finishes right at the rim, and for his role, as limited as it is, I think he turns it over too much.
Gordon dishes to Davis. Back to Gordon. It's Davis with the drive. Rejected by Hoffman. Lowry kicks to Ross. Patterson, the screen. Here's Hoffman. From the high post, he drills it. The great one's got 15 points. And for Ashik, talking about developing his touch in his hands, is that something, Steve, the big man can really develop at this point in their career?
Oh, sure, no problem. I mean, most of it is mental, Kevin. I think you improve naturally with all the practice that you take in terms of your shooting and your repetition, but a lot of it is mental, and if you can get past that mental block, yeah, sure, a big guy can become a much better foul shooter.
Doubled by Hoffman. Evans passes to Davis. Bank shot, no good.
He's got a nice touch on that shot normally, but good defense there clogging the lane.
Patterson a screen on Gordon. Here's the great one. He's guarded by Davis. The great one passes to Lowry. His three-pointer's off the mark. Pelicans trailed by 8. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And Davis can't get it to go.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Here's the great one, defended by Gordon. The shot's good.
The defense playing way too soft there, guys. He's just getting right to the rim.
The Pelicans shooting is leaving some to be desired, just 36% here in the third quarter. Doubled by Hoffman. Evans dishes to Cole. And then Ashik with the dunk.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, man, he's got so much power.
Tony Douglas is checked in for the Pelicans. As you do from your guards, these are small forwards leading the way in assists. Tyreke Evans is third.
And these are some of the best teammates you're ever going to want. They're very unselfish guys at a position that sometimes puts more of an emphasis on individual play.
Most of those guys can take matters into their own hands if they need to. But like you pointed out, Steve, that's not their MO. That's not how they want to roll. They want all 5 players on the floor to be involved in the offense, and that's what they want to facilitate.
Pelicans trail by 10. Douglas kicks to Gordon. And they double up Gordon. Well, since the turn of the century, guys, the Western Conference has ruled the roost, winning interconference matchups in 14 out of the last 15 seasons. To Steve, last season, the highest ever win percentage for the West at over 72%.
Yeah, and 8 of the league's top 10 teams played in the West record-wise. It may be time to take a fresh look at a top 16 playoff structure.
And that is good. And it's a 12-point Raptor lead.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
Doubled by Hoffman. Davis, the pass to Douglas. In the corner, it's Gordon. Kicks it to Douglas. The dish to Evans. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. 16 points for Tyreke Evans.
His shooting has been so good today. He may have to take it upon himself to try to get his club out of this hole.
DeRozan passes to Hoffman. The fadeaway. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. The Great Ones got 10 points here in the second half. Pelicans trail by 11. Gordon dishes to Evans. Here's Hushik, defended by Hoffman. And the foul called on the Great One. That will be foul number 5 on him.
That's really a tough call. One you don't like to see, but it was called, and now he's got to really make sure that he's on top of his game here in regards to not picking up another foul. That was his 5th right there.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Gents is checked in, and it's Anderson in for Davis. Raptors leading by 9. Now Vasquez, right now averaging 5 points a game. Here's Johnson. Evans with the rebound. He kicks it to Anderson. Pass to Douglas. Doubled by Hoffman. And the foul called on the Great One.
That's the way to shoot the rock.
Yeah, he'll make the walk of shame, man. Where their depth becomes such an asset, Kevin. He's gone for the remainder of the game, but fortunately, they're able to field a very capable replacement.
And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. They put on a show tonight, thoroughly controlling each.
Kyle, congratulations on this win. Tell us what the team's objective was tonight that most helped in getting this victory.
Everybody played. We all played together. We stayed, aggressive and stayed the course of the game.
Cohesiveness and aggressiveness, a pretty good combination. Thanks for the time, Kyle. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. That about does it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying so long and thanks for watching. Now, here is our Jordan Player of the Game.